everybody, Matt Brown. We're doing Nirvana's Rape Me in this lesson. Now, this song, like the other one we looked at, Serve the Servants, we're down a half step. So we've got our low E and high E, every string down a half step. So we're in the key of A major for this one. Let's talk about the chords that we have for the first part. So there's our first one, just our A chord. We can get away with just barring this one since we're only playing the inner 4 strings. So then our next chord is our C chord, just a C bar chord. Again, 4 strings. Alright, next chord is our open E. And for the most part, he's sticking towards like the lower 4 to 5 strings. Sometimes the high E gets played though, so that's why I'm including it. Next chord is G. Now with the G chord, the 5th string is muted, and the 2nd string is open. So just to differentiate between the various open G chords we have. So 3rd fret, then open, open, open. And then we've got, of course, the G note on the high E string. So for the rhythm, what we have is we've got like a quarter note, then a dotted 8th, 16th type figure for the first half of the measure. So on the 16th note that I just mentioned, he's transitioning between chords, and we're going to hear some just open strings on that little 16th note. And it's not a real specific thing which strings they are. Is just the general idea you're going for. Alright, so then we've got 16th notes on muted strings, and then the C chord. And then again, as a transition between chords, there's some open strings. Okay, now we're to the E chord, and then basically rhythmically and with the open string stuff and muted strings, we have the same exact pattern here, but now we're doing it with the E chord and the G chord. All right, now we're to the next part, which is exact same chords, but the rhythm's different now. We've got like a 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and type thing. And he's just arpeggiating the chords ad lib. Alright, so now we have our transitional part that goes to the chorus. So what he does is the E chord is the same. And then he changes channels to a dirty sound. And so we're going to do 3 and 4 in with our G chord with some overdrive. So again, to recap. Alright, so the last time through the verse. Alright, sorry. So now what we have is the chorus part. And the chorus part, like a lot of simple pop songs, is just like the another part of the song, the verse part. But it's got, or in this case, the intro. Same chord progression though as the verse, and we're just basically doing this with distortion now, and we're playing 3 string power chords instead of kind of like the major chord shapes. So you can grip them the same way, just want to make sure that you're mainly going for the power chord strings. So like this. So that type of a deal. Now with the G chord, I'm always playing it like this and not with the open strings. It sounds like he's playing it like that with, fretting all the notes of the G5 power chord. Alright, so we have one more part of the song to talk about, and that's the bridge. So let's talk about the chords that we have in the bridge first. We have C sharp 5 and an A5. So I'll just play it for you and then we can talk about it. Alright, so that's the bridge. Now for the rhythm, what he's doing is 1, and then 2 and a 3 and 4 and. And on the end of 4, like Kurt Cobain usually did, transitional kind of open string type drum. So same rhythm on the A chord. And then we've got, like that, a chromatic walk down, starting with G. And then you go back to the C sharp 5 chord and the A chord. So here's that part, slowly with clean. Okay, then we're to an F chord, and so here's the rhythm with this transitional part here. Okay, so it's basically a quarter note, then dotted 8th, 16th, then 8th notes. And then we've got half notes. 1, 2. So here he's doing basically the lowest 3 notes of the E chord, and then I was hearing the highest open strings there. But really, if you just do any kind of string combination, really, as long as you get the low and high thing, it's gonna sound right. And then we're back to the that part. So that pretty much closes out the whole song. One thing that I'm going to say, though, is there's a transition to one of the choruses where he does a, that type of deal where he just slides up real high and does kind of a bend type of thing to make the transition into the chorus real dramatic. So that's, something that you might have noticed if you listen to the recording. Alright, so that'll do it. Enjoy this one. Stick around for more lessons. See ya.